Here's something else you probably should know about. During the last 3 decades, the world has lost 27% of its insects. Many of you may be saying, wow, that's really interesting. And it is really interesting, but I'm here to tell you it's not just interesting, it's alarming, extremely alarming. Why? Because it's insects through pollination that maintain the world's supply of fruits and vegetables. It's insects through decomposition that remove waste and at the same time fertilize the planet naturally without chemicals. Joining us now to take us through this and explain how it's happening is RT correspondent Michelle Greenstein. Okay, what's killing off 27% of the insects in the world?
Well, the reason for insect decline in the past has been described as death by 1,000 cuts, right? That's because there's not necessarily one specific reason, it's a lot of things. There are the more obvious things, right, like habitat destruction, right? The growth of cities is overall bad for insects because places that used to be natural habitats now no longer have those plants that insects eat, right? So we have things like bees, flies, butterflies, all being deprived of their natural food base. So there's deforestation, there's habitat destruction, and then there's also things like pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and insecticides, right? Which actually cause the central nervous system of the insect to break down, cause paralysis, and also death. Now, for this reason, a 2019 study that was published by Science Direct actually said that pesticides play a role in 1/8 of all insect deaths, and also that converting habitats into land for mass agriculture use is actually the leading cause, the main driver of these insect declines.
Explain to the audience, if you would, what it is about insects that is so important to us, to our lives.
Sure, well, this matters for humanity, like you indicated earlier, because insects pollinate, right? They pollinate our fruits, our flowers, our vegetables, so things like butterflies and moths, right, pollinate a lot of this produce. In fact, over 1/3 of the world food supply is from crops that are pollinated by insects, right? And about 3/4 of flowering plants are pollinated by insects as well.
Wow.
And now also they're decomposers, right? So insects like termites and flies are actually breaking down our waste. So without them, we would have dead animals and plants accumulating in our environment. And it's for this reason that experts are sounding the alarm about this recent insect decline. They're saying that the ongoing decline of this kind of land insectry is actually going to be catastrophic for ecological systems and for humans as well.
So, in other words, when they decompose things, they're literally creating new soil. They're creating the natural stuff which we would like our plants to grow in, not fake stuff that's being sprayed from some plant.
That's right, and through the food chain, it affects all animals, including humans, of course. Now, what's interesting about this study is that insects that were in nature reserves only fared slightly better, and this actually shocks some of these scientists, right? Because you'd think that if an insect is not, in a factory farm or in an urban area, it would do better, but they only fared slightly better, which kind of brings in these other environmental factors, like RF electromagnetic fields, which all insects are continuously exposed to, right, whether or not they're in a nature conservatory.
Makes sense. In other words, the more that we use technology, the more that we're harming the natural stuff that God gave us. It's a fascinating conversation. Good stuff, Michelle. Thank you for taking us through that.